all there ready to contest it. But yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Next
Up
map.
2-1 is CE. Next map, we're going to Dragonshire. Excuse me.
Dragonshire, an old favorite of SPT usually, but they have struggled on it this season. Now here's the question of, is it the right choice? Is this the map that TheOne can continue to make the snowball on? If we continue to go for stats here, TheOne only have a 50% win rate on Dragonshire, have struggled with it a little bit, whereas, well, CE, they have a 75% win rate on it over 12 games.
Oof. That's
The shortest being 6 minutes.
Wow, really? That's a heavy statistic indeed. But there we go. Immediately banned is Genji. So, again, just not wanting to play against TheOne's Genji. Here we got Garrosh as the response. So what is the first pick here for C? Okay,
Hanzo,
I guess
steal it
Hanzo
away.
immediately.
I dig it. I dig it. Steal it away from Lucky. He's doing really well on it. Just don't have it. Your Tracer worked once. Your opponents are dealing with it now. Change up the strategy a bit.
Do TheOne just say, okay, we'll play your own game and beat you at it and run with the Tracer here? Or do they go with something, you know, a little bit more standard? Do they go with maybe Sonya is very good on this map as well for top lane control. Stukov also fantastic on this map. Could come out this early. Medivh as well up.
Hugo, I think, is a little bit of a better Malthael player than a Sonya player. So
Okay.
I think they're more likely to just pick that first and just ban away the Sonya or something like that, similar to what we've seen them do earlier.
That could be good, actually. We'll see what TheOne want to go with. This is their climb back into,
Oh, yes.
yeah, the reverse sweep potential here for TheOne. So they got to take this draft super seriously. They got to pick the perfect heroes for themselves.
Starting off.
There it is.
They do it! Okay, we play you at your own game. Tracer Malfurion coming in for TheOne.
Holy moly.
Wow.
Picking the Tracer early. I had the feeling that they were going to do it because that's kind of how tournament drafts adapt, right? You have to be able to play everything, but then the Stukov and Varian. Okay, this is actually a really good time to pick the Varian because the Tracer is locked in this early. I like that. I really like CE's response.
I like it as well. I'm super digging it. So what do we see from TheOne as the bans? They have a Tracer. Their opponents already have the Varian. It's unlikely we're also going to see a Diablo to go along with it.
Yeah.
So
Ban off the solo lanes, right?
yeah, I think so. You have your first pick after the ban phase, so you might as well just ban off Sonya, and that way you still get your Malthael that way, or vice versa,
Yep.
if you're feeling comfortable with that.
Yep, exactly. So it's going to be one of Malthael, Sonya, I can assume here. Valera.
Lyra.
Yeah,
being
right.
covered. They have run it once before, but it's still unlikely, I feel.
Yeah,
There we go.
Taunt plus silence off of it could be pretty crazy, but no chance. Malthael is the much smarter ban. Okay, so here it's either Tassadar or Diablo. Maybe it could be Johanna as well, but to me this kind of looks like a Tassadar ban.
It's a small map for Abathur, so that's unlikely. So Tassadar definitely gains a little bit more value here. Zarya could also be considered, just due to extra shielding and general protection that way. Medivh also still open for both teams here.
Yeah, you're right. Sonya actually is the one who ends up getting banned. So the one, they have so many options here. They can run Tassadar with this Tracer. They can run Zarya, as you mentioned. The top lane is going to be an interesting one. Maybe at this point we see a Blaze or a Dahaka. Am I just wishful thinking?
I think so. They haven't run Blaze very often. They've run Dahaka before, but once again, very rarely. Leoric, I think, is probably the most likely for them because it's a Hugo hero. And it's going to have an acceptable matchup versus Varian.
I really just want to see it. We've cast all these Chinese games. I just want to see Chinese Blaze, man. Can I please have it? It's not going to happen. I know it.
The team that ran it's already dead. They're out the tournament, unfortunately.
Okay.
They have to recover next phase.
So, Hanzo picked up for CE. What are these picks? It's going to likely be Warriors or the solo laner here, or both, perhaps. Falstad. Okay. As that's solo. Yep.
And Muradin.
Okay.
So if they are going to go a second support for the Tracer, they are holding it. Right now, other than Muradin instead of Johanna, this is almost an exact duplicate of CE's Spider Queen draft.
It's true, yeah. I don't, like, is this Falstad going to be the one rotating? It's a again, just a little bit of a different style, not used to it, but it could work. Wingman also, I would say better here than, maybe not even better, but pretty powerful here in comparison to Tomb. We'll find out though. Falstad showing up a lot in this meta. Tychus picked up.
Hey, there it is.
I have both of my hands in the air right now. I am so stoked. We got Blaze, folks. I'm super thankful. CE bringing out the Blaze. Let's go.
It's risky. They have only a 33% win rate on it. It's not one of CE's better heroes, but it's what they think they need right now to win this game. They've got a Tychus, they've got a Hanzo, they've got great damage. They have a Varian, they have a Blaze, they have a great front line, they've got Stukov, they've got a great support. It's going to be a long, drawn-out fights for them, but it could work.
So this basically Blaze pick forces the Malfurion to go Tranquility because Twilight Dream gets quite heavily countered by Bunker, as well as the Pulse Bomb comes out. You can bunker that. Any hero, if Bunker is down and Pulse Bomb goes out on anyone, they can jump into the bunker and remove the Pulse Bomb. So lots of playmaking potential, and it's a huge counter against this Tracer. I love it.
Dang, finally!
We both get what we want.
We both get what we want. Wow, the Illidan. They didn't even go for their usual mind games where they try to like sneak it away with like sneaky Arthur spans and stuff like that. In fact, they're against a Varian and a Tychus. Two heroes who are pretty acceptable versus Illidan, but they are all in on this, putting their heroes, all of their players on just reliable heroes, with Hugo on his best hero, that Illidan.
We have Illidan and Falstad on the same draft with Tracer. This is a wild draft from the one. We got Blaze for CE as well. Honestly, both of these drafts are quite peculiar. The Tychus into Tracer matchup is going to be most interesting for me. Tychus has ways to avoid that Pulse Bomb damage, especially now being combined with the Blaze, but ladies and gentlemen, up 2-1 is CE in this game, so it could potentially be game here. I'm super excited to get into this one. This is going to be an explosive matchup indeed. We got Tracer on the map, so it's always intense.
I do have concerns about this Illidan. I love it when it comes in, but honestly, he's up against so much sustain. He needs to play so well and dodge all the CC, or he is going to get absolutely destroyed, in my opinion. It's going to be a lot of pressure onto him. Let's see if he can do it, though, as spawning on the left-hand side. It's going to be the one with Hugo playing that Illidan, Lucky on the Falstad, Meng on Tracer, ZJZ on the Malfurion, and Hehe playing Muradin.
On the right in red is CE. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Alufool on the Hanzo, Wind playing Varian, 365 on Stukov, KTY on the Tychus, and Shuyu on the Blaze, looking to close out this series, CE.
Wow, I like when both of them are on the line. Both of the tournament lives are on the line here. They bring it. Adrenaline Stim Pack coming in for Blaze, sticking with the standard Lions more, at least standard in this particular series for that variant. Both teams decide for the 5-man. There's the stun, and Muradin does not go down. No first blood yet.
Holy, that was an intense opener already. Shuyu showing why they want the Blaze pick. Gets that jet propulsion onto the Muradin there, forcing out the jump. But here we go. Illidan top lane. We've got two floating top. It looks like it's just going to be the standard with Blaze. And you're right. Oh, 365 actually caught out here. Has to be cautious.
Wait, Pustule keeps himself alive. Wind also taking a little bit of damage, but tanks through it. Falstad sticking with Seasoned Marksman and unending hatred for the Illidan, his own version of Seasoned Marksman.
Lots of stacking damage for the one. It's really cool to see. I like this. W build for Hanzo as well. Shuyu setting up for this Bruiser camp. So just looking at picking these ones up very, very early against this Illidan.
So much pressure as Illidan already working on it. Varian says hello. He is there. Doesn't even bother to show himself. Doesn't even twitch when Wind comes in there. He's like, nope, you don't have talk. You can't do anything. We know where the rest of your team is. Don't even care. As he considers a raid, realizes he's very outnumbered and cancels the raid.
Walks in, sees 3. He's like, nope, I'm out of there. So walking away.
You guys are good. We'll let Illidan take ours, and I'll just let my team tank this for the moment.
Top going to be controlled for CE. Meanwhile, bottom, the one have the emphasis down there. So just the trade in control, but CE with a huge push top lane, likely going to be able to take out this entire wall unless members of the one rotate up. Here comes the silence, and they're doing an excellent job.
Blaze could raid the camp. Blaze could absolutely raid the camp. His team's on the way. They have a good number scenario here. He drops the Pyromania, gets the armor. They move in. Camp raid level. Ladies and gentlemen, 365 gets wrecked from behind by Falstad and Meng. But CE steal the camp 2-for-1 trade.
And now, Shuyu immediately onto top, getting that damage as the Blaze, but bottom side, TheOne did steal away the siege camp and it got some of the wall bottom side, but it's certainly not the same level of trade that occurred up here. CE invading, take that bruiser camp, get 2 kills. Yes, they trade 1, but also getting the fort as the prize. This is a huge rotation by CE.
A 2-minute 40 fort. That is so fast. As we see a taunt and a silence. Good stun by Hehe to prevent the silence. Friend or foe used by Hugo as well to onto Hehe to keep himself alive too. Look at the safety from TheOne as well. The Tracer going with the party gift here, not risking the untouchable.
This is a massive experience lead for CE. Up a fort already. This is huge. They have top control, going to get bottom control. Blaze already sitting on mid. Here comes the fly from Falstad. Looks like he's going to be able to capture top and save this one for his team. So no Dragon Knight going over to CE at this point. But already CE on this bottom wall with that silence, with Tychus onto this fort or onto this bottom tower. So just CE taking everything.
They're in full control. They're looking really good right now. We see Varian bringing out the taunt and the victory rush here, getting sustained that way. No Lionheart this time. He's going to be in lane most of the time, so this is reasonable. This is acceptable. Actually, is that victory rush second win? I can't remember the icon difference. Now I'm paranoid.
The witch?
Level 7 for Varian. It is victory rush, yes. I did get it right. Hooray.
We've got...
and of course, Blaze with Incinerator Gauntlets.
Yeah, I like this Blaze build. Blaze build is my favorite. Yeah, full W from Hanzo as well, so lots of PvE potential from Alufool on this Hanzo. Bottom bruiser camp picked up. CE just continually taking what they can off of the map. Blaze now on top, controlling both of these shrines for CE. They're looking to try to make a play to get the first Dragon Knight of the game.
They want to try. Illidan is in position to try and fight them over it. Wind looking to try and hold off Meng at least for a bit. KTY finds Hehe. They just turn onto him and look to try and get a kill. But now KTY in super amounts of danger. There's the silence by Stukov, but KTY just fights it. Dragon Knight snuck away. But still, it's a 1-for-1 trade, 2-for-1 trade as Illidan goes down. Hehe gets pinged with so much Hanzo damage. He goes down as well, and lucky. Only survivor here. Mafurum is also able to sneak off up to the top. A 3-for-2, but the Dragon Knight taken by CE.
Definitely a worthwhile trade for CE. Look at this experience differential. CE just absolutely dominating here. Dragon Knight on the mid. CE already just pushing in bottom, looking at just manually taking this fort. Lucky getting chunked out a little bit by the scatter arrows here, but this is just... The map is just completely opening up at this point. CE are just trying to take as much as they can with this first objective.
They're doing so much here. They put pressure in the mid lane, taking down that. They put pressure in the bot lane. They're about to take down that. They are looking good. Even the extra sustain from Illidan not helping him out so far. The Thirsting Blade at level 7, but level 10 is on the way for TheOne, but it's been available for a while for CE.
This is a huge first objective. Like, you rarely see this much value gained from a first DK. Mid fort, bot fort, and a tower bottom side. This is absolutely massive. But yes, of course, it lends to the fact that CE have their level 10s at this point, but now they're already on their way to 13s over their opponents. CE just taking everything on this map. And it started with that invasion.
It did, able to grab that mercenary camp earlier on, which allowed them to get top fort earlier, so they've taken all 3 forts of TheOne so quickly here, as Blaze, in fact, moves up to the top lane to deal with Illidan at least for a while there. Those two will be trading at least a couple blows as another camp is stolen away by Challenge.
And again, they have 2 siege camps bottom. Likely we're going to see Blaze rotate down. Does he just focus on the bruiser camp? And he does. Okay, so CE not willing to, put all of their members bottom side to try to take some keep wall damage. They're just, positioning up here. Ooh, there's the taunt onto Lucky, but he gets the barrel roll away to safety.
As we see the pressure being dropped in here, Blaze in the bot lane by the double siege giant camp. Blaze takes a bruiser camp in the top lane. This might force a response from Illidan, which could be risky because guess who's there? It's Challenge, looking for even more mercenaries and for a delicious, delicious Night Elf who's currently attempting to escape. Grenade doesn't land. Nice friend or foe. Dragon arrow for good measure, but he's already gone.
So this is the Metamorphosis not hunt for Illidan. Worth mentioning here. Muradin hasn't chosen a heroic at this point, though.
This is true. He's holding on for the moment. I mean, he kind of needs Avatar, I would argue. Yeah, there we go. If Tigers had gone for Laser, then maybe you can knockback, but here comes Illidan moving in, trying to chase Tigers, but it's Zuyu who ends up being the target here. Where's that bunker? Drops right in time to drop the bomb, but there's the Gust. Isolate Zuyu so they can try and focus him down. He gets a nice charge though with the thrusters. Lucky is the target as the Odin turns around. Illidan is focusing KTY here, getting a huge amount of healing, and Zuyu is dropping very low here, but Illidan can't do enough damage alone. Thalstead finally looking to wrap around from behind, but with the backline so low, down goes the Tracer here as he has just run out of health. Hugo is introduced to the towers and is going to try and find an escape route, but gets taken out.
And this might result in a keep here. Immediately, Blaze rotating onto top. The rest of the members of CE down on bottom, picking up this bruiser camp, getting a DK. This is going to be a huge bottom side push, and if they get picks, it could result in even more. And this is why I say the Blaze is such a smart pick. Regardless of whether or not maybe CE are well practiced with it, against the Tracer, it's just so powerful. We saw it right there. You mentioned it. The Pulse Bomb just got completely nullified by entering the bunker. So excellent job by CE playing their style of comp against this Tracer and executing it properly in that team fight.
Really nicely done, CE. They look so good. They didn't lose anyone. No one even really came close to death except for Zuyu. But now they move in, looking for their first keep of the game. See you later, he as he gets pushed away. Down goes the tower. Mercenary camp finally beginning to move in, which will give them a bit of spell armor as well. Falstad even just going to spend some time cleaning out mid lane. Looks like he might try a Gust play. He's tried a Gust play. Flies into the back. There's the Gust. Can they get some kills here? Hugo moves up to 365. Pulse Bomb drop 2. He gets in the bunker. Are you serious? Down goes the Illidan. Hugo taken out. Lucky trying to barrel roll away. Z just gets punted away to remove the tranquility value, but still able to get onto Lucky to get a little bit of extra healing. Meg is just being tracked by KTY right now. Nowhere to go. He is down. The keep's already taken, and CE look dominant right now.
2 for 1, so, you know, the one, they lost the keep and everything, but at least they got something off that. They get the pick onto Stukov, and honestly, Wind with the excellent punt on the DK to make sure that Malfurion was just completely gone from that fight the entire time was fantastic. Nice job by Wind there. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This is just a bloodbath for CE. 11 kills on their side and 4. And was that another Pulse Bomb dodged by Bunker?
Yes, it was. Stukov got in. He got killed as he came out of the bunker, unfortunately, but he was able to dodge the initial attempt on his side, thanks to that bunker of Blaze. Really nice play as CE grab mercenaries. All of them, basically, except for the Bruiser camp, which the one will finally claim for themselves.
Okay, ooh, nice jump by He. Just staying away from any sort of danger there. If you get taunted as that Muradin, you could blow up very quickly. So, CE, they're looking at just pushing out or de-pushing top lane. They have bottom pushing in. They have the siege camp. They have catapults, but look at this bush.
Taunt is good. Dragon arrow point blank range, but down goes Muradin. Hugo is now getting targeted down. Good pulse bubble to 365, but a Gust pushes him away. 365 the target. Good boomerang. Falster picks up the kill, but gets wrecked by KTY. He's an immediate move in, and down goes the Illidan. Only Meng alive. Retreat, Meng. Well, Malfurion being chased up top. He gets taken out, and Meng gets deleted by KTY as well. KTY is just one-manning this game right now.
It's a 5 for 1 trade. Tychus is just absolutely fine in all of these engagements. Suyu pushing out top again. Bottom side is amassing for CE, but they need an objective in order to close this one out. Like, they're just waiting for this next DK. They picked up their bruisers. It's going to be pushing top the entire time. Blaze already topside, so likely just going to jump on that control point top. And Tychus already represented bottom, so CE looking at picking up a DK and, you know, maybe trying to end this game with this 16-14 advantage.
I still have just... We had concerns about this draft from the one. We were excited about Illidan, but didn't understand where it fit in. Our concerns are so far justified as the third Dragon Knight in a row comes in for the one. They're not even just going for core, they're just moving in mid, looking for yet another keep.
Yep. Mid focus for CE. They're just not willing to roll this DK in bottom to try to secure a win. You're against a lot of auto attacks. You know, you got the auto attack emphasis on the Illidan. Ooh, Meng in a lot of trouble. Oh, the punt almost secures the kill.
How is he alive? Meng barely survives there. The Illidan starts the slow, painful process of desperately trying to whittle down Zhuyu as the Dragon Knight already pretty low. Good defense by the one.
Yeah, really not getting any value out of this DK. Actually, not securing that kill was pretty big. He stepping up a little bit. Ooh, there was the silence. So here comes the Odin, though. No big red button, no level 20s. Yes, yeah, they just want to try to get this keep.
That's the idea. It's siege in, let the Odin do the damage, because it just does outrange the keep. It doesn't even micro, just a little bit of sunset for style, but this keep will almost certainly go down here. Question is, can the one make anything happen from it? If they can go right as this Odin ends, they might be able to try and make a play.
Could see a Falstad fly, but not actually going to happen because the one are so close to 16, and they should be able to find it before their opponents get 20. So at least it's an even talent tier fight before the game gets absolutely out of control. And I know I say this, and we're down 2 keeps, but that's the best opportunity for the one to find their way back into this game.
Yeah, I love the term before this gets too out of control when every structure for CE is up. But you're 100% right. As long as your core's alive, there is a comeback opportunity. Not for Muradin, though. His comeback opportunity will come in 37 seconds when he's alive again.
I wonder what CE do with this. Like 30 seconds down on Muradin, they have so much pressure bottom side. Siege pushing in. The Bruisers will be coming as well. Do they try to get some damage on the core here? CE stepping up very far already. They're certainly posturing for it.
Hanzo and Stokov arrive from the Bruiser camp. They're bringing it with them. Dragon Arrow doesn't land. That's a pretty big deal. If that landed, the game would probably be over as they try to move in. Looks like they might just be trying to get a tiny bit of damage and maybe a kill or 2.
Yep, this is something you can certainly brute force. Muradin up in 2 seconds. Core taking a lot of damage. Is this it?
Good dodge by Meng. Hugo also able to pull back. Even grabs the fountain, even though he's full. The tranquility's dropped. The core is getting absolutely wrecked by catapults. Everyone from CE is just completely healthy. Bunker for good measure. And in convincing fashion, CE take game number 3 and the series. They will move on to the mid-season brawl in first seed.
Very well deserved too, I would have to say. Like CE they performed in such a dominant fashion this entire series. Yes, one misstep, but I actually think that was, you know, a little bit of a drafting error. You know, we talked about the Muradin pick on that Cursed Hollow. Could have been something else maybe, but it was also just execution as well during the game. So CE performing extremely well, and like that last game was an absolute landslide victory for themselves. Like they just destroyed their opponents. So very well deserved for the #1 team in this region.
Couldn't agree more. That was just absolutely destructive, but also a huge congratulations to the one. They will still be going to mid-season brawl in second seed, and they have now a couple weeks, I think, to be able to refocus, recenter themselves. In fact, it's over a month, I think, until mid-season brawl, right? It's in June.
Yeah,
so they have over a month to prepare for MSB, get all their strats in order, work out what actually works for Illidan, because they used to know and apparently forgot today. But either way, well played by them to get this far. An absolute belter of a series versus BTG especially. Yeah,
that was definitely a tough matchup. But yeah, CE, they played it convincingly the entire time, and they were right out of the gates aggression. You know, that jet propulsion, like right away trying to find that first pick. Not able to get it, but they sent the message, you know, and that's sometimes all that matters. You win that rotation right out of the gates, you get that wave clear, immediately people were topped. Like they picked up their bruiser camps early, they invaded the bruiser camp, they got a fort at like, what was the timestamp? Like 3-4 minutes?
I think it was 4 minutes. It was pretty crazily early, like you said. It was after Merc Camp spawns, because it was literally Merc Camp spawned, waited for a second, and then was stolen. And that was it.
It was a wild game indeed. And Tetcher, I gotta be honest, man, I'm pretty sad that this is This is my only time getting to cast HGC China. I am absolutely honored that I got to join yourself and do these playoffs. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for everyone for allowing me to come do this and be so kind to me. And it's just been so much fun. I have had a wonderful time.
As we see the final stats here, I couldn't agree more. You have been an absolute pleasure to work with. I know exactly who I'm recommending if me or Kendrick has to disappear again for any length of time, because, dude, it was so fun doing it with you.
Too much fun. But we see the statistics here. Ladies and gentlemen, CE just absolutely destroying this game. 3-1 for themselves. Looking good, feeling good. Now, both of these teams have a lot of work to prepare for mid-season brawl, and I'm sure they will show up. You know, China does quite well in these international tournaments. I know, like, my team has had difficulties with them before as well. Like, they are so... what is it? They are never out of a game, ever. Like, they will always find their ways back in. That Cursed Hollow game, when the members of CE, they, like, snake their way in bottom, and then they find that pick onto Hugo, that is the stuff they do. They are wild, and they will find you when they most need to, and it is terrifying to play against them.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
You just think you've escaped, and then, oh no, shy. I don't know. I was about to say Shy as Surprise. That's not really a horror movie. It's a comedy song, but same idea.
Yeah, there we go. But that concludes our evening, Tetcher. Again, thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Do you have any shout-outs to give before we call it an evening for ourselves?
Once again, shout out to you for joining us and filling in so well. Shout out to Kendrick. The whole season with him up to this point. I hope he's having a wonderful time in Japan. And shout out to all of you in the audience today who have been watching us, supporting us through either just the playoffs or even through the entire series. I see a lot of familiar faces most days, and it has been absolutely fantastic and a joy to bring you this just absolutely just insane region.
It actually is so much fun. It's going to be hard to go back casting anything else, because just the amount of aggression that this region brings is unlike anything I've ever seen before. But yeah, myself, just absolute pleasure casting with you. This is our first time together, and it's just been so much fun. I absolutely love the dynamic. I just got, after our first day, I got so excited for day number 2. But yeah, and everybody for showing up and just making me feel at home here. Thank you so much for absolutely everything. My name is Kala. I'm joined by Tetcher, and yeah, we're logging off for the night. Have an awesome evening, everybody, and take care.